I'm going to ask Sonja to come up. This might be the most important part of the presentations today, which is to give you some tips on how you can successfully compete for getting new contracts with LAWA. So please welcome Sonja to the podium.
I see we've adjusted the mic to kind of be at my size, so great. So in closing, I just want to leave with you a few tips that are really important for you to adhere to ensure that after you put all that hard work into preparing those proposals, that you actually get to be evaluated by the panel. So let me see, pull those up. Follow the instructions. I know that sounds very basic, but even sometimes our veteran responders sometimes forget to sign a document or forget to provide us with some of the supporting documentation that we've requested as part of the RFP. In our RFP documents, a lot of times there's very specific language that is required. If you don't submit information with your proposal, sometimes you're not able to continue on in the process. You heard everybody talk about BAVN, so that's where you're going to find the first opportunity. Any adjustments that we make to those opportunities are also posted on BAVN. You're responsible for all information regarding that RFP document that is posted to BAVN, so please check it often. Make sure that your notifications are not going to spam, because you might miss out on something that would be key in helping you be successful in winning an opportunity. We ask that any communication regarding open procurements are only addressed to the mailbox that is identified in the RFP document. That is typically the IMTG contracts@lawa.org, but it would be identified in the RFP opportunity. We ask that you don't contact others. They might give you misinformation, and please do not contact the panelists. If possible, please attend the pre-proposal meetings. They go into a little bit more detail about some of the information, the technical requirements in the RFP document, and they also do a really good job at explaining our programs to ensure that you clearly understand what is required from the administrative perspective. You heard this before, but if you're a small local business, I would recommend, if you're not certified, that you start that certification process today, because it does take a little bit of time, and as you saw from Melanie Torres's presentation, it can actually make a difference in the final scoring, so please take care of that. Obviously, submit your response on time. They usually have a specific time that they have to be received by our staff. We do timestamp them, so please, we need them here, not 5 minutes late, but on time. But also, in addition to getting them here on time, we ask that you don't provide them too early. There are, at times, we issue addendums that come out, and they might happen just a day or two before the procurement closes. In the event that you have submitted something and we extend it, we would be happy to return your proposals to you so you can do any updating that's necessary. Don't ask us to change out documents, because we don't want to be responsible for changing out the wrong thing and losing you points. Only provide the information that's requested. We ask for a lot of information. For those of you who have responded, you understand that there's a lot to cover, so nothing extra, please. And just so you guys know, anything that you do provide to us, it is a public record, so once it gets into our hands, it's available to anybody who asks for it. And if you make it to the interview portion, congratulations, but please, if you're from out of town, you might want to make sure that you plan to fly in advance. It's very difficult for us to reschedule interviews if they're missed, and we would hate for you to do a great job on your written proposal and miss out on an opportunity to show us everything that you have to offer us because you missed your interview appointment. It does happen. Sometimes flights are delayed. So here's basically the timeline that you're looking at from the time that the opportunity is advertised on BAVN. Depending on the size and the complexity of the opportunity, it can take anywhere from 6 months to a year for us to actually issue the notice to proceed. So bear with us, be patient, it'll be worth it. And again, I want to emphasize, any questions you have about open procurements, please submit those questions to imtgcontracts@lawa.org unless another email address has been provided in the RFP document. Let's see. Okay, so I want to take this opportunity now to first introduce my team that I believe is going to be stationed at the admin table to give you a little bit more information about some of the things that we see to help you avoid common pitfalls and be successful. We have our senior contracts manager, Mark Frank, and we also are going to have one of our contract analysts, Melody Ugaldi. Joining us as well will be Victoria Riadica, who's in charge of our personnel group and overseas training. And we have someone from, I think we have Marshawn Gilliard, who is part of our accounting staff to help you make sure once you get that opportunity that we also pay you. The registration crew listed here, I want to thank them. They were very instrumental in ensuring that all of you got registered and were able to come in and enjoy the event. Also, our event planners listed here as well. I did notice that Mark Frank, who put together the presentation, decided to take his name off the event planners, but he also did a lot of work to make this thing a reality. And I want to give major thanks to Michaela LeBlanc, who's our PMO director. This was her idea, and she was the one that was scrambling to coordinate to get us another venue to accommodate all of you. As you could tell, we were surprised. We've changed the venue several times, but she did a tremendous job, so I want to give a big thanks to Michaela. And she's now in the back. Raise your hand, Michaela. All right, great. And also, I want to thank the Renaissance team. We were scrambling, and they were able to accommodate us, try to work with the budget that we had set aside for this event. So I really want to say a huge thanks to them for helping us make this event. I think it's pretty awesome, so I want to say thank you to them as well. And so now what you've been waiting for, it's time to start the networking. We do have some tables that are going to be set up in the back. They're going to be doing a little arranging back there, as well as we have 3 rooms across the hall with tables, and we have some tables in the front. Also, there's a little bit of food and refreshments out there in the hallway for you. So thank you again for coming, and let the networking begin.